if to bake a cake you require, I don't bake cakes, I don't know, bread I know about bread, you require flour, pinch of salt, yeast, water. That's about it, really. And some elbow grease. And a nice warm room, and an oven. And then to ask me, well, you know, why don't I have barbed wire in there as well? I mean, that's about how it feels when people ask me that question. Let's put a bit of barbed wire in the bread, shall we? Well, I'm sorry, that's how it feels. Well, obviously you don't put iron filings in with the bread, do you? There. I'm afraid that's the analogy that has come to mind, or just come out of me. If you're making bread, you don't put iron filings in it, do you? Right. So if you love God through Christ, you love God through Christ. You're a Christian. You don't put other people's faiths mixed in with your faith, do you? Or how about ground glass, actually? I love Edith Piaf singing and stuff. Sadly, she took a meal of ground glass. What it does is it just cuts your gut through and you die rather painfully, pooing blood. So you don't mix in glass with your bread. You don't mix in bits of other people's faith with your bread. If bread is bread, bread is bread. Bread is made with a flour. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. That is it. There's no discussion about it. If God says, this lovely gentleman who brought me down all the way from Killington Lake in Cumbria, long drive down, you know, I was thinking, I'll never get there, I've been hitching for days and nothing happened. We had a lovely chat, Mr. Roy Clark. Now, and his wife Sheila, who hadn't been too well, but both of them were just, I'm sure, lovely people. He was a lovely chap. We had a nice coffee here in Sainsbury's, and he brought me right into Stafford, all the way down, Wallop, no problem. About Christ not being in the burial place after Easter. When Christ arose from the dead, they put this big stone there and he wasn't there. Well, yes, that's a physical impossibility, but then raising people from the dead, which Christ did, and many of the miracles are also impossibilities, and all I could say is, well, I am a Christian. I believe in God. I love God through Christ. Therefore, anything and everything is possible. The parting of the Red Sea. It may have been the sun and the moon in a certain place and the waves and stuff. I don't know. There's an argument about that. But any of the miracles, healing a blind person, any of the miracles, they're miracles. They're impossible. We can't do that, us normal people, as it were. Oh, I mean, I don't think you're abnormal if you have miraculous powers, actually. But in the normal world, you know, if you're blind, you're blind. If you've got cataracts, you remove the cataract. Okay, it's a very simple operation, and it's a wonderful operation. There's this aeroplane somewhere that goes off around the world, and they just park up and just totally transform a whole community. It's wonderful. That is what normal day-to-day life is. But Christ clearly performed miracles. So the fact that his body wasn't there, God said Christ will rise after 3 days. If God said it, then that he is it. I got onto the sort of stars, deep space and Big Bang and I mean, God is everything. Look at the huge power in the universe. Look at, if you take 1 teaspoonful of dark matter in a black hole, it weighs more than our whole, I don't know, universe. 1 teaspoon of the stuff, dark matter in a black hole, totally compressed. Oh, God is God. Love God through Christ.